Okay, so you sent this in. The science behind intermittent fasting, benefits and tips. Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, it seems like you're really looking into IF.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Yeah,
Really going to unpack this for you. We're going to try to give you all the good stuff about what IF is and what the science is saying.
right. Like, what's the real deal with it?
Exactly. Some actual, takeaways you can use.
And we'll hit those practical tips too.
Definitely. Okay, so at its most basic, intermittent fasting, it's all about going back and forth between eating and, well,
Not eating.
yeah, choosing not to eat, which I guess is kind of a weird concept for some people, but
But that's where things get interesting, right? Like, what happens in your body during those fasting periods?
let's get into that. So the source mentions potential weight loss, which makes sense. If you're not eating, your body's got to get energy from somewhere, right?
Exactly. It might start tapping into those stored reserves.
And the source also talks about potential improvements in metabolic health. Now, I know we hear that term thrown around a lot, but what does it actually mean for everyday life?
Yeah, it's a good question. Think of metabolic health as how smoothly your body handles energy, like how well it regulates things like blood sugar.
Ah, okay, so IF could help with that.
That's what the source seems to suggest. And this is where it gets even cooler. There's this idea that when you're fasting, certain cellular repair processes might kick into gear.
Like what kind of processes?
Well, one that's mentioned is autophagy. Basically, it's like your body's own cleanup crew going in and getting rid of old or damaged cells.
Whoa, autophagy. It's like a cellular spring cleaning. So IF could trigger that. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
So let's say you're thinking, all right, I want to give this IF thing a shot. What are some of the main things the source says to keep in mind?
Well, first off, it emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to IF.
Oh, that makes sense. I've heard of different methods like that 168 one.
Yeah, that's a popular one. Fasting for 16 hours, then eating within an 8-hour window each day. But there are other ways to do it, like fasting for a whole day once or twice a week.
So many options. It's like finding the right tool for the job.
Exactly. And that's why the source really stresses listening to your own body.
Yeah.
You don't want to just jump into the most extreme version right away.
Start slow and steady, right?
Exactly. Maybe begin with a shorter fasting window and gradually increase it as you feel comfortable. It's all about letting your body adjust.
And of course, something we can't forget, staying hydrated during those fasting times. Might seem obvious, but it's so important.
Absolutely crucial.
And the source also points out when you are eating, focusing on nutrient-dense foods is still key. It's not like a free pass to just eat whatever you want because you've been fasting.
Right. The quality of your food still matters.
Now, to bring it back to you, the listener, you're trying to get a good grasp on this, and I think we've covered some really solid points. Those potential benefits for weight and metabolic health, and the practical tips like different methods, listening to your body, starting slowly, staying hydrated, and making healthy food choices.
I think those are the real takeaways here. And hopefully it gives you a clearer picture without getting bogged down by all the super technical details.
Definitely. So just to recap, intermittent fasting is all about cycling between eating and fasting periods, and the source suggests it could be beneficial for weight management, metabolic health, and maybe even things like cellular repair. And when it comes to trying it out, remember different approaches, listen to your body, start gradually, drink that water, and eat nutritious food.
And on that note, I think this brings up a really interesting question for you to consider. Based on everything we've talked about, those potential benefits and the practical advice, what are your initial thoughts or questions about how IF could potentially fit into your own life or health goals?
Yeah, think about that. Lots to explore with IF.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See ya.